Mask off.
Mask off.
All right. So, okay, quality time. Anyone else have something else?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Again? Gifts. All right. Yeah, that's the 3 we've learned so far. And right there, this is the 4th love language we're gonna learn today. Servicio, service. So, okay. What do you guys think it means to show love through service? I'd like some examples. Esdras or Milton? Who wants to go first?
An example of one?
Yeah, of showing love through service.
Let's say my sister has a car and she's driving and she gets a flat tire. I come and change the tire.
Oh, okay. We'll go into that later. Esdras, you have another example?
Washing the dishes instead of having other people wash the dishes.
Is that something you're already supposed to do?
In someone's house. In someone's house.
At
Someone else's house.
Oh, there we go. I like that. Okay, so, all right, service. I already wrote the noun right there. It's basically doing something kind, intentional, unexpected, that helps someone, well, if I could read better, someone else. So you're not doing this just because it's a chore. You're not doing this because it's something you have to do. Like David, cleaning your dirty room is not a service to your family. Or Milton, like helping your mom take out the trash is not a service when she told you last week to take out the trash. Like a service is supposed to be something you do for someone else, and it's supposed to be unexpected. It's supposed to be intentional, and it's like, come on, it's not something you're supposed to do. It just happens. So if we could go on to the next slide. The 4 attributes of giving love through service. So there are 4 things that giving love through service is supposed to incorporate or have. You're not there's many ways you can give love through service, but if it follows all these 4 rules or attributes, then you know you're giving love through service. So we're going to start with the first one. It should be unexpected. Okay, so you give a gift to someone else, right? That's giving gifts. You give words of affirmation. You say, good job, well done, I'm glad you graduated, whatever. We have, what was the 3rd one?
What's the affirmation?
We already said that.
Time.
Quality time, okay. I want to make sure you guys are paying attention. Okay, so quality time, you take the time to, talk to them, spend time with them. That's basically what quality time is. So how do you give service unexpectedly? Well, something you could do is probably clean the bathroom. Like that's something your mom does, but you could do that even though the bathroom probably doesn't need to be cleaned because she does it most of the time. Or maybe it does. But no one should expect it. And we're going to delve more into that. But the second one is going to be, it should have impact. Tell me, all right, I'm going to pick you, Jaden. Tell me, which one means a lot more to you, right? Let's say you have a guitar with broken strings. Which one would you like more? That someone cleaned your room and made it and put everything in order and organized everything in boxes? Or someone replaced your strings and fixed them? Which one would you value more?
The strings.
Well, yeah, because that has more impact. It's something that you feel personally is something that you love more than having someone unnecessarily just clean your room and put it in random boxes. And 3rd one is you must take initiative. Now, you can say, oh, I think I'm gonna wash the dishes for my mom, like Ezra was saying earlier, like not for his mom, but for his family, right? But then it's been a week. He said it, but he hasn't done it for a week. That's because you need to take initiative. It's not something you just say, okay, I guess I'll clean the dishes. And you just don't do it. You just stand there in your room all empty with your phone. Not attacking anybody, but I'm talking about me. So, okay. So you have to take initiative. You need to already get in there and do it yourself. Because no one, if someone already has to tell you a billion times, then you're doing something wrong. You understand? I'll take those nods of head as approval, okay? Fourth one, it should be done with a good attitude. I mean, anything should be done with a good attitude, but especially when you're giving love through service. Last thing you want to do is like, you're giving a ride to someone because you're just nice like that, but you're like, man, I can't believe you live so far away. I'm like, I have to drive you home. Okay. So, if you're already offering a service to somebody, go the extra mile and do it with a good attitude. The last thing you want to do is just destroy everything you've already done by being angry or salty or whatever. Add another adjective that means very disgruntled and mad. So, we're going to delve more into each of these four. So we're going to start with the first one, which is it should be unexpected. The element of surprise, you know, because the last thing you want to do is tell somebody, hey, I'm going to do this for you. Okay? Look, watch, I'm doing this for you. Hey, I'm putting your shoes away. Can you see? See this? It's like, first of all, you're making a fool out of yourself. Second, it sounds like more you want attention rather than actually give service through love. So here's the thing. When you give service through love, it's not supposed to be done for recognition or validation. You have to have this mindset that, I'm doing this because I love this person, so I'm going to give them a service, whether it be cleaning, doing something for them, fixing something for them, and no one asked you, and no one expected anything from you, but you still did it. And the only reward, the only benefit you're getting from this is the satisfaction of seeing them happy with what you've given to them. Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
All right. So, service goes beyond the expected into the realm of unexpected, which is what I was just saying earlier. It's not to be expected. It is the element of surprise. So we're going to move on to the next slide, which is impact. Now, I wrote a lot here. I need to get closer because I don't have contacts or glasses. So right here, impact. When it comes to communicating love through service, you can't just try harder. You must consider which acts of service will have the most impact on the recipient, which is what Jaden chose earlier. Sure, cleaning the room might be a lot, and then organizing it into boxes, that's a big deal compared to maybe just changing the strings on a guitar. But changing the strings on a guitar, to her, felt more important than cleaning her room because, the room's going to get dirty again. She's going to have to clean it again. Whereas changing the strings on the guitar, you're saying, wow, you really know I care about music. You took the time to fix it, replace the strings, put them on, install them, and have them, extra mile, I have them tuned because that's something I struggle with. So, you are telling them, I know you. I know what you care about, and I'm going to do it through service. I'm not just gonna, you're in your grandparents' cabin, log house in Canada or something for vacation. Or just at your grandparents' house. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. You're at your grandparents' house. What do you think will be better for them? Going out in the yard and picking out every single weed and having like 100 mosquito bites, and it took you like 8 hours to do? Or cleaning your room in your grandparents' house, that way they don't have to walk by and then just cover their nose every time they pass by there? Like, which one do you think is going to have more impact? Cleaning the room or doing the whole yard?
The yard.
Well, actually, it's cleaning the room.
What answer?
Now, you have to hear me out, all right? Cleaning the yard is something that no one expected you to do. That is what we were saying earlier, surprise. But what do you think will have more impact? The room that's been dirty for 2 weeks. That way they don't have to the room's gonna be dirty. It's like a room in a grandparents' warehouse. Come on, I was gonna say warehouse. House. My grandparents don't live in a warehouse. Okay? So you get more impact when it's something that means a lot more to the person, like cleaning the bathroom. Means a lot more than just, folding the clothes and putting them in boxes. One is completely harder than the other, but also more unnecessary than the other as well. You have to understand that. It's the impact. It's how it feels towards you, not how much it is. Quality over quantity. So let's read the second one. To fill the love tanks of our people, we have to serve selectively, considering what will have the most impact. Taking the initiative to serve in a way that will be meaningful to the other and serving with the right attitude. We're going to get into attitude, but this is just what I stated earlier. It is not about the quantity, it is not about the effort, it is not about how long it took you, it's about how much it means. All right? Let's incorporate gifts into this because it's also a service stuff to go get it and then choose it out and then bring it to them. So I'm going to incorporate that. Getting a shirt with someone's favorite band on it is more better than saying, hey dude, I cleaned your tires to your car. I mean, they're going to get dirty either way. But I think, okay. But that means that person really cared about, they know you like tires, so they might have cleaned it for you. But I think for me, if someone got me a shirt of my favorite band, that'd be awesome. Because that means, hey, they care about me. They thought about me. They went to a store, they wrapped it up, they gave it a gift, and they gave it to me. And they know me, right? It'd be weird if a stranger just gave me a random shirt that I liked. So we're going to move on to the next one. So we already did the unexpected and initiative. No, this is initiative. We did unexpected and impact. So now we're going to talk about taking the initiative. Take the first step. Like, this is what I was talking about earlier. Most of us we don't really do anything. It's like, you talk the talk, you walk the walk. You know, you're all talk, but no action. You can't just say, I'm going to do this nice thing, and then never do it. If you're gonna talk about doing this nice thing to everybody, the least you could do is do it. The last thing you want to do is say a bunch of empty words that mean nothing. Because next time you do say something, people are not going to take your word for it. You know, that goes into trust. But back into this, when you take initiative, you see a need, and you choose to meet that need without even being asked. Again, it's what you do for a person. It's how you give it to them. It's how much it means to them. But it's also actually doing it. How many times, are you all, raise your hand if you've ever been guilty of saying something but never doing it. Doesn't have to be a promise, just in general. Yeah, I was gonna say I should see all hands raised because I'm guilty of that too. So in this case, when you take initiative, no one should have to tell you 10 times. Take out the trash, take out the trash, take out the trash. You're basically telling them, hey, I really don't care. You'll have to annoy me to the point where I'm annoyed to do it for you. You should be the first one to do it. You shouldn't wait for someone to say, hey, clean your room, or take out the trash, feed the dog. I mean, you should already do that. But no one should have to tell you. That's not an act of service. That's just you doing chores. That's just you doing what you're already supposed to. Yes, me going to school is an act of service of love. I'm loving my parents, so I'm going for them. I'm going to school for them. That's something that should be either done for you, or it's something you're already supposed to do. So it should be done because you really care. You want to take the first step, and you're not just a person that's full of air. You're actually a person of action, not just a lace bag of chips. You get me? So, do you serve or do you believe in serving? Yeah, let me tell you a little tale. So there's this person that goes to a blood bank. I'm gonna call her Morgan. So she goes to the blood bank, and she's so proud. She's like, look at me, I'm donating blood to the blood bank. So she goes in, gives her the blood, and then they give her a badge and then an armband, band-aid that says, I donated blood. So proud of everything, she walks and she's like, I donated blood, I'm a good person. I took the initiative to go up there and donate my blood to people who need it. Now, a month later, something happened. She went to go give blood again, and they denied her. You have iron deficiency. They said, instead, we're going to give you this sticker. I believe in giving blood. I tried. So, who do you think took the initiative more? The person who tried to give blood to the blood bank, or the person who actually did it? Now, I'm not talking if they deny you, but at least you actually went there to give blood, right? So I'm not saying that's the only way you're going to give service through love, because I see Easy's like something he doesn't want to do. Neither do I. I hate needles. Okay, so it's something you do. You take the first step. I'm reiterating myself, but do you serve or do you believe in serving? Yeah, I do that. I would do that, totally. I would totally take a bullet for that person. Totally. And then when it actually happens, I'm pretty sure you're the first person I run away. Now, I'm not saying you guys actually do that, but let's be honest. Come on. Yeah? Maybe? No? Let's move on. Next one, and final one, final attribute, attitude. A little thing that makes a big difference. Well, I'm already doing this for them. Attitude doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, you're welcome. Like, have you ever done that before? It's okay, don't raise your hand. It might be embarrassing if you do. Okay. So, alright. I know I'm guilty of that, right? And maybe you guys think deep down I might have done that before, right? But don't raise your hand because, like, that's embarrassing. But, yeah, it's true. Get closer again, not step on this. Just as crucial as the actual act of service itself is the attitude with you perform it. Or I said that wrong. With which you perform it. For maximum impact, your acts of service should be done with an eagerness and excitement to do something meaningful. Meaningful to someone you love. How else are you going to tell this person, I'm doing this service for you, without actually being happy you're doing it? It makes it sound like you're doing a chore you didn't want to do. People are going to say, like, okay, then why did you do it? If you're going to be so mad about it, if you're going to be grumpy, right? And I've been grumpy before. I've done stuff with an attitude because I've seen it as a chore, right? I've been guilty of doing a lot of things. But, you know, you grow, you learn. So, it's true. You can't just do service and do it with a frown. Like, I mean, unless you're a waiter because that's your job, right? But usually you get paid more, you get tipped more if you got a smile on your face. Do you have any waiters in the crowd? Any people that's been in the store industry? People who had to actually talk to other people? Can y'all raise your hands or anything? I know you worked for T-Mobile, didn't you?
I get paid to smile. Yo.
So I'm pretty sure you get better response when you're happy about what you're doing. So if an old person is crossing the street, like, get over here, old lady. Come on. Get over here. You're blocking the way. You're ruining it for everyone trying to cross the street. Of course not. You look like you're just like a jerk. You're a nice jerk. That's the best way I could put it. So no, of course you want to do it with a smile. You want to help the lady. She's old. She's been through more than you have. Like, come on. Or maybe just, oh man, your little brother, cousin, whatever, you have a little something, a dog, a puppy, is having trouble doing insert thing here. Help them, and don't treat it like if they're a disgrace to you. Like, oh my God, you're ruining my day. I'm gonna waste a minute helping you. Like, of course not. Now, I'm not saying you have to do a smile on your face, just don't have a bad attitude. Extra points if you have a good one. All right then, let's move on to the next slide. Yes. I need you guys to open up Philippians 2, 1 through 11. I mean, it's already up there. If you guys can read that far, y'all don't have to pull it up. But if you're like me and you can't read far, then
I can read.
okay, I guess I'm only going with like 60-20 Iverson. I don't know. So, all right. I need a volunteer to read this. Any volunteers before I forcefully choose somebody that hasn't been responding?
Do it.
Okay. Could you read it, please?
I can.
Oh, okay. Read that one.
Yeah. So if
And read it loud so everyone can hear.
So if there is any encouragement in Christ, any comfort from love, any participation in the Spirit, any affection and sympathy, complete my joy. Hold on. My joy by being of the same mind, having the same love, being in full accord and in one mind. Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Have this mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus.
Now, if you guys understood what I've been saying before about the 4 attributes of service, of love through service, this verse basically talks about what it means to give service to love. Or actually, I'd like to think that this is every kind of love, all the 5 love languages, follow this verse. Because in the end, yes, it is up to us to give the love, to receive it, etc. But it's the mentality you have when you're doing it. When you give a gift, when you do a service, when you give words of affirmation, when you show quality time with someone else. You need to have the mentality this verse says. So as I was saying, so if there is any encouragement in Christ, any comfort from love, any participation in the Spirit, any affection and sympathy, complete my joy by being of the same mind, having the same love, being in full accord and of one mind. There should be no other intention. Oh, I'm doing this that way, like, hey, I'm gonna fill up my dad's car with gas so he doesn't have to. That way he won't get mad when I ask him if I could use it. Of course not. That's not. You're already not doing it with good intentions. You're doing it, okay, I'm trying to manipulate a situation so I can kind of get the benefit of doing something nice for them. Maybe if I'm nice enough, they'll leave me alone, or if I'm nice enough, I can get something else from them. You know, I'm trying to get something from you by doing something nice. You're already not doing it with love. It's probably either for your own gain, for your own benefit. I have no clue. But there are people who do this. Now, I haven't met, or maybe I have no clue. I don't think I've ever met a person that's done it for their own benefit. That's why I choose my friends wisely. So, hopefully you guys do too. It shouldn't be done because you want the person to return favor. That's not love. You're just trying to force a contract with them by doing something nice and say, okay, now you have to return a favor, right? See, since I gave you $100 for your birthday, which I really didn't, I'm making this up. You in return have to give me something good for my birthday as well. Like, I'm not doing it out of service, or that was a gift. That was a gift. But I'm not doing it because I care about you. I'm doing it because hopefully now somebody can say happy birthday to me on my birthday. An extra person to the list, you know? Now let's see who else I can scam. Like, that's not why. You get me? So, I'm going to talk about a warning that does happen. Doormat syndrome. You guys want to guess what that is without reading what's on the screen?
You're being stepped on.
Again?
You're being stepped on.
Could you evaluate more on that? Or elaborate, I mean? Evaluate.
You allow people to just kind of walk all over you? Yes?
But as in how?
Using you.
Use and abuse.
Basically, yeah. They take advantage of your service, which is what this verse talks about. They're really, like, this verse talks about what you should do, but yet there are people who do the exact opposite. There are people who say, oh my God, like, he does so many nice things. David, you do so many nice things. Or Jaden, or Jose, or Valeria, or Milton, you guys do so many nice things. Could you guys clean my yard for free? Do my chores?
Wow, you're really good at that.
Because you guys are so good, you know. So y'all gonna help me do my chores for free, and then y'all gonna leave with a happy smile. This is a make-believe world, and I don't know why people think with this mentality. Like, I'm gonna take advantage of you. And usually what they're hoping is that you don't notice enough, so they'll do it very sparingly. So like, hopefully you won't notice, and I'll get away with it for as much as I can, you know? So, allowing yourself to be used or mistreated by another person isn't actually loving. And some people do think that. But yet again, I like to think that these people don't really have anyone else, or are scared to go look for new friends. So, these people are mostly used. They're like slaves, like literally slavery, but under their own will. Because at least slavery they forced them to. This is more of manipulation. So, you're forcing yourself to do these services, not out of love, but out of, I guess, being a doormat, because maybe you're used to it. Again, I'm not going to point any fingers because I don't know you guys well, so I don't know if you guys are susceptible to this, right? That's why I'm looking across the room like this, so I'm not looking at anybody specifically. So, service is not equal slavery. Can we go on to the next slide, please? Wow, okay, really, you guys are going to have to pull out your phones for this
So
one.
he got up from the meal.
Okay, no, pull out your phones, go to John
Yeah, pull your
13, John chapter 13, verses 4 through 17.
Found it.
You found it?
Yes.
Alright. So, I want you to read it, verses 4 through 17. Chapter 13, you have it?
Got it.
Alright. I'd like you to read it out loud, please.
So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that he wrapped around them. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, my Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that I was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them."
So, who is this verse talking about?
Jesus and his disciples.
Who's the person doing the service in this verse? Jesus.
The big J.
It should be a big giveaway when it said he was doing it for the disciples, and when the disciples said, "Our Lord." That should be the big giveaway. But this verse is a great example of a person who's done most of his actions through service, and this is the best verse to give an example. I mean, we already know Jesus healed a blind man. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Jesus fed 5,000 people. If that doesn't say "I love you" through service, like, come on. Jesus is probably the main person in the entire Bible that mostly gives most of his love through service. But this verse is what truly puts the icing on the cake. Ice cream cake, because I love ice cream cake. That was very specific. So, he washed his disciples' feet. Now, all of our feet are in socks and in shoes, so they're not that bad. So if someone washed my feet, it'll probably be the only thing that I have to worry about is, I don't know, I guess maybe sweat or that they're warm. I don't know. The disciples were in sandals. They didn't have showers. Water was like a scarce thing for them. They lived in the desert. They were filled with sweat and dirt. They probably had fungus. And Jesus was like, "I'm washing your feet, dude." I would probably just vomit just by smelling them. Maybe for them, it's like a luxury to take a shower every 2 weeks. Or at all. So Jesus literally went in there, grabbed the rag, was on his knees, grabbed their feet, all 24 of them, and washed them For me, that is disgusting. That is gross. How would you do it? But he said, you know what? I love you guys so much. I'm going to wash your feet. But then there was one person. Who was the person that rejected Jesus right in his face? He said, no, you're not going to do it, Lord. I won't let you. Peter. Why? Why would he reject an act of service out of love? You're probably thinking, because I don't want to subject you to cleaning my nasty feet. You're the Lord. There's also a thing where it's not, just as it's bad to talk about service and not doing it, just as it's bad to have a bad attitude with it, just as it's bad to, just do the service for affirmation, it's also just as bad to reject someone's kind service. Now, unless they're forcing it on you, let me give you a neck massage, come here. Oh, well, no. First of all, back off. First of all, 6 feet. This is coronavirus times, And second, you're creepy, so back off. But if someone close to you, not a random stranger, if someone close to you decides to do a nice act of service for you, that doesn't burden you, they really thought about you, they took initiative, they knew how much it would impact you, it was very unexpected, and they had a good attitude. Would it make it right to just reject them? Saying, no. What are you doing? Why'd you do this? It's such a nice thing. I love it and everything, but I can't let you do this because you're my friend, so I can't subject you to doing this nice things for me. Their blessing is doing this nice thing for you because they want to see you happy. When you tell them, hey, I don't want you to do this for me, what are you doing? You just took away their blessing. It was a mutual benefit. You were going to get something nice, and they were going to see you happy. And now, they lose. The thing is, you won because if they already followed what was unexpected, they already did the service for you. And the only thing you did was just say, I hate it. It's like getting your hair cut exactly the way you want and then not tipping the barber or salon lady and then telling them, thanks, I hate it. Even though you absolutely love it. Or you just don't tell them anything. No, you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do my hair for me. You just have to cut it. You don't have to. That's going back to attitude, but it's also accepting what they did for you. Half of it is doing the service, the other half is accepting it, believe it or not. Even though we just went into doing the whole service, we literally spent the entire class talking about 50% of service. The other 50% is actually accepting it. Sometimes I like to think that Peter's love language is words of affirmation. Because he thinks, I'd like to think that. Because Peter told Jesus, no, don't clean my feet. You're better than that, Lord. I will not subject you to doing it. Let me wash, I think he even tried to say, let me wash your feet instead. And why would he do that? I like to think that Peter seeks words of affirmation. He wants Jesus to say, wow, Peter, thank you for not letting me clean your gross, smelly feet. You're the best apostle ever. And Peter with a very stupid smile on his face, I did this. I think most of the things Peter did was hoping that Jesus would say something nice to him. Jesus, love me, give me words of affirmation. I cut this guy's ear off. The Roman soldier, you want to wear it? I don't know why he did that, but they were going to take Jesus away and crucify him. But I like to think that his love language is words of affirmation. So either way, Jesus, scolded him. Come on, dude, you can't just do that. I already washed 10 other feet. Least you can do is let me wash yours. He even washed Judas's feet. That's like the guy who snitched on him. Yeah, bro, that's Jesus over there. Can I get my money? Thank you for the shekels or whatever. Right? He snitched. And I know this is saying the snitches get stitches, but the real point is even Jesus already knew he was going to die, and that this guy was going to be the reason for it. And he still washed his nasty, dirty grinder feet with all the foot fungus. Sorry I'm specific, but I just can't imagine doing that. Jesus, real OG. Can we move on to the next verse? This is the final one, which we were talking about. Gratitude. Now, the thing about this is, this goes back to words of affirmation. Now, when Sihi, you taught words of affirmation, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Something Sihi talked about was that just as it's important to give words of affirmation, it's also important to receive it. Is that correct?
Correct.
I think that applies to every love language. If someone gives you the gift and you don't like it, I mean, the least you could do is say thank you, because it's free. He's not charging you for it. That's why it's called a gift. The least you could do is say thank you, because you took the time, you took the energy, you took the initiative, you took the etc. You did this for me. And I'm talking about if it was a friend. Like I said, if it's a stranger, I'm not gonna say. So even for quality time, you're probably thinking, what does that mean? Well, like, how do you do that? Quality time is so on a completely different level. Well, no. When someone's trying to spend time with you, the best thing you can do, stay off your phone. Don't be like, it's like, they're talking to you and you're like, yeah. And it's like, you already know what game that is. Angry Birds. It's like, you're just ignoring them. They're trying to they have free time, they're trying to spend time with you. I'm busy. Yeah, you're busy looking at Twitter, looking at Facebook, etc. I don't know what you guys use. TikTok, Instagram. Do I need to assault another social media device? Snapchat? Facebook? What? Get off YouTube, get off Twitch. Not you guys who's watching this video. Don't get off. Not yet. We're almost done. Yes, okay. Don't, like, come on. Accept the love they're giving you. It's just as important as giving it. So, we're going to reach our final conclusion. We know that service has to be unexpected. It needs to have a good impact on you. That means they really know about you. Like, they know things about you that, like, they really care. They listen to you. That means you know they listen to you. They understand you. So it has a good impact. You take the initiative. You don't just say it, you actually do it. And then you do it with a good attitude. That's like, has someone ever done anything nice for you? Please, like, raise your hand if someone's done something nice for you, and please let me see all your hands up. Okay, because the last thing I want is just, it's like one person doesn't have their hand up. And I'm going to be like, okay, I need to talk to you after class, okay? Not out of spite, because I feel bad. But, and yet again, that's 50%. And then the other 50% is accepting it. So, what I encourage you guys to do after today is, next time you ever think about doing something nice, remember, this isn't for your benefit. This is love. You're doing this because you care. I'm looking at everybody because I hope I convey the message. You're doing this because you care about the person. You're doing this because the only thing you expect is for them to be happy. You having in your mind, hey, they're happy, I made them happy because I care. And that you don't just say it, because I might say that there's many people that are guilty of just saying it but not doing it, because I know I'm one of them, and I keep trying to work on that, you know? Because it could have been a service if I had just finished this class, like maybe on a Wednesday, rather than having my mom tell me yesterday, hey, get the class done. That would have been a cool service that I missed out on, but I kept saying it, I didn't do it. And that you guys also were willing to accept the service. Don't say, yeah, it's cool, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's cool that you cleaned all my shoes, and cleaned my room, and did my bed, and put a brand new Xbox there. Yeah, that's cool. And that you clean my TV. Like, come on. Receiving it is just as important as giving it. I'm gonna say a verse. And I want you guys to tell me what book did it come from in the Bible. It is better to give than to receive. Very simple. Do you guys can make guesses. Where do you think it came from? What book in the Bible? Peter. No, not Peter. You guys can keep guessing. You don't have to guess. No? Huh?
Proverbs.
No? Here's a hint. New Testament.
What? What is the question?
What book did the phrase "it is better to give than to receive" come from?
Matthew.
Guess. We'll give you two chocolates for that.
What here for you,
No,
I'll do it for 5.
keep guessing. How many? There's like.
Mark. Luke. John.
Okay.
Acts.
Yeah, you're right. It comes from Acts.
Oh, I get it.
It's really funny too. Giving your love through service, and it's in a book called Acts.
Oh, you gave me.
Very ironic and funny, even though there's nobody laughing. It's okay. I'm a fun guy. So in conclusion, guys, accept, give. Just remember, the intentions count. All right? So we're going to pray. Then after that, you guys can do whatever you want. You can either chill or go check if they're done. I have no clue. So, all right, if you guys can just bow your heads and pray, not because it's what you're supposed to do, but so you don't get distracted. I stole that from my mom, by the way. Thank you, God, for this wonderful day you have given us. Thank you for bringing all these teens here. You know, because right now, America is facing a very big threat. Corona is worse now more than ever, and we need to be safe. But these people decided to be brave enough to come and still listen to the class. Thank you. And for the viewers watching as well, thank you so much for them, because they took the time to come here and watch this video. Lord, thank you so much for opening up our hearts and our minds to understand what your message truly is. You've taught us you taught us the many love languages through so many people, whether it be words affirmation, gifts, or quality time. And today, Lord, we learned about service. May we learn to serve others more, Lord. May people who serve others learn to also accept it as well. Because I know there are many people who love serving but don't like to accept it because maybe it's embarrassing for them, maybe it's something they don't like. But Lord, let them learn to accept things as well, because it's also part of the act of service through love. Lord, thank you so much for everything you've done. Help anyone who needs help. Bless those who need it. Bless everyone in here, Lord. I'm glad that they were here to listen to me speak. Thank you for instilling in me your guidance to making this class. And I'd like to thank everybody and thank you, Lord, for this wonderful day. In the name of Jesus, we pray and we say,